So, Jan Valery is someone who is being looked at by other clubs. Contact have been made over the defender to see if he would be open for a move. And more than likely, you look at what's going on, it wouldn't surprise you if this happened. You look at Josh Windass, Michael Smith has left, Masaba Gassama has left. And you're looking at more people who are looking at potentially leaving who are on the books, and it's either a case of freeing up wages or it's a case they've had enough. And the thing is, you don't blame any clubs that are doing this who's looking at any of our players and thinking we might be able to get this, we might be able to get a deal here because they're desperate. And what's happening, it very much mirrors what happened at Bolton and Wigan and co when they were having issues where all their good players got snapped up for next to nothing. Now remember, we paid 400,000 for him only last summer, and if he went, you're then starting to look at a very threadbare defense. It's starting to look even more of a problem because if you take Valery out, that leaves you Palmer, Load, Bernard, Iorfa, Otto Bio. That is it. That is it, and it leaves you with, I believe it only leaves you with two left and right, either left and right backs. Palmer can play both, but also you've got to think if Matt Lowe been looked at by Preston as well, that just leaves you with Palmer, Bernard, Iorfa, Otto Bio. That leaves you with four centre backs. So that's it. And with everything that's going on at the moment, you can see this exodus of players happening more and more and more and more. That it gets looked at, the more you're looking at it and going, what have we got next? Who is next to maybe leaving? Or who is the next person we should be looking at and worried about leaving? Because we are in a world of trouble, as we know. We're in a world of trouble because we don't know what the situation is. We don't know what is going to happen next. Because right now, everything down to the last little thing is all up in air. The lack of communication from people has been poor. Like today, we only found out what certain bits were in the academy game versus Lincoln and Stockbridge Park Deals. Yet we only found out who the scores were. When we went to Park Deals, there wasn't really a team sheet. And you're looking more and more at everything that's going on. Another player leaving, another player leaving. It just screams that when this season starts, we're either going to have zero people coming, or the other thing you've got as well, what about Pierce Charles? What if Pierce Charles Rangers go for Pierce Charles? Because there's a strong chance they do. And then we're left with no goalkeeper. Then we're going to have to get Stretch or Bennett from the under-21s in. And then you're having to then rebuild a complete overhaul and situation where you complete overhaul everything you're doing. At this moment in time, if another player goes, I think that puts us down to 13. 13 players will have left this club we got left. And you could potentially see more leaving before now and the start of the season. Now, here's my thing. We are desperately needing to bring in players one way or another. But with what's going on at the moment, how can we realistically do that? How can we realistically bring players in when it seems like the mass exodus of players to try and take them off the wage bill, and players who have just fed up with the situation are looking at what they can do? Because what if a player had been told, hey, there's another chance you might not get paid again? It's like, right, I'm off, I'm done. Because no one guaranteed a paycheck in this club. Like, we could have it again that we're scrambling for cash again to try and do it. The problem you've got is, and some people have said it, if that is the case, it makes it cheaper for DC to own than him sell it. But from all things that I've heard and things that have been reported, he does want to sell. The problem is he wants it sold on terms that a lot of people are not liking, or he's having to nudge a little bit and then put something else in, or I don't know. It just feels that way from the outside looking in. It looks like we're seeing a DC do DC things, even with the people who are the brokers. So we're gonna have to see what happens. But if Jan Valery goes defense wise, and say PHR go defense wise, we're screwed. Absolutely screwed, because we don't have many in the academy to start off with. So it could be a busy day, last day of the transfer window, which free agent for us. Jesus. Jesus.